SEC football with Vernon Speak Sports, Auburn.
What's up, YouTube? Back with another car video talking about Auburn football. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger War Eagle. All the good news that Auburn has had over the last few days, getting the bowl bid, finding them a new head coach. A little bit of bad news yesterday, though, or the day before. I forgot when it actually happened. But as we all know, Auburn just has not had a lot of luck, or the recruiting efforts is just not solid or haven't been in the past. Auburn cannot find a highly rated offensive lineman. Okay. But had one in the 2021 recruiting class cycle. At the 9th hour, Jaeden Roberts from North Shore High School. North Shore has kind of been in the spotlight because of Demetrius Davis, who has committed to Auburn. He's one of the winningest quarterbacks in Texas history. Thought his homeboy, his teammate, was going to come with him, but no, sir. Auburn's highest rated offensive lineman of this class, and probably the last few classes, decides to take his show to Alabama instead. It does show a testament of the state of Alabama college football teams heading out somewhat west to Texas and kind of poaching some guys out of there. Now, like I said before, the reason why this is kind of sort of, or more than kind of sort of bad news, this is really bad news because his rating, like I said before, is the highest that Auburn probably would have had since Calvin Ashley, I think. And having a guy in the 90s, usually that means somebody that can be pretty much developed, has the athletic ability. Definitely not a Caleb Kim. He goes to Alabama. He's probably, when you look at that class, I haven't taken the time to look at the class because I'm really not that concerned about Alabama's recruiting class. But I would bet if you look at that class, he's not even close to being among the high-rated offensive linemen. Alabama's done a really good job at that particular position. And he probably, saw Auburn with the coaching situation, with how the offenses have performed in the past. And he might have saw that type of offense didn't match his skill set because he's a really big guy. And usually big guys like him, with his size, he's 6'5", like 330 pounds, they don't, they're not as mobile as what the Auburn offensive line dictates for as far as the skill set goes. He appears to be more of a pro-style traditional offensive lineman because his big ass, he ain't trying to do no pull in and no all this other stuff. He just wants to block. But all that moving, you got to be athletic when you're playing in the type of offense or competing in the type of offense that Auburn competes in. It's a lot of moving parts, and it's a lot of different levels of skill set. And at Alabama, they run kind of a pro style offense to where there's not a lot of moving. There's not a lot of pulling guard action. There's not a lot of, somewhat trickery, as they like to call it. So maybe he saw everybody has to do what's best for them. And Jaeden Roberts definitely did that. He felt like, hey, going to Alabama was the right thing to do, especially with the coaching situation at Auburn being a little sketchy. And I'm not too sure that even in the beginning, I understand your teammate goes, but usually just because your teammate goes doesn't mean you got to go. You got to do what's best for you. Big shout out to Jaeden Roberts. Would have been nice to have this offensive lineman, especially with his skill set and with his size and his talent, which I think is going to transfer over to Power 5 football very nicely. And out of all the offensive linemen that have flipped from Auburn to Alabama, I think he will be among the more talented ones because Javion Cohen flipped, and he's bragging about the Iron Bowl from the sideline. I'm like, who does that? So, but either way, good luck to Jaeden Roberts. Hate to lose him, but yes, he has flipped his commitment to Auburn's biggest rival, Alabama, just a couple of days ago. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. This is the Cover One coverage with Auburn football with Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Like the video, subscribe, and as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.